So for this first equation, we've got 3a plus 4 is equal to 19. So we're trying to solve for a, so we need to determine what we're going to do first. Well, we can see our variable a has got a coefficient of 3, and then we've got this plus 4. So an easy way to understand what we actually need to do first is to visualize this as a function machine. We're starting with a, we then multiply by 3, we then add 4, and that gives us our answer of 19. So because we're trying to solve for a, we're actually working backwards, which means we need to do this function machine back to front. So going through the function machine again, we start with a. The first thing we do is multiply by 3. The last thing we do is actually add 4. So we're going to get rid of that plus 4. And the way we do that is by doing the opposite operation. The opposite of plus 4 is minus 4. So I'm going to minus 4 from the left-hand side, but I also need to do that on the right-hand side as well to keep the equation balanced. So on the left-hand side, those 4's have cancelled, so I'm left with 3a is equal to, and then on the right-hand side, we need to do 19, take away 4, which is going to give us 15. We've now got 3a is equal to 15, so 3a means we've got 3 multiplied by a. So the opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3, so I'm going to divide the left-hand side by 3, which means I need to do exactly the same to the right-hand side as well. So 3a divided by 3 is going to leave us with a, and then on the right-hand side we've got 15 divided by 3, which leaves us with 5. So the solution to this equation is that a is equal to 5. Right, now looking at the equation on the right, we've got that 5b take away 7 is equal to 28. So again, what are we going to get rid of first? So again, we're starting with b, we multiply by 5, and then we take away 7. So we're going to do it back to front, we're going to get rid of that take away 7 first. Well, the opposite of take away 7 is to plus 7. So I'm going to add 7 to the left, which means I'm also going to add 7 to the right. So those 7's have cancelled, so on the left-hand side we've now got 5b is equal to, and then on the right-hand side, if we do 28 plus 7, that's going to give us 35. So now we've got 5b, we want to find b on its own, so the opposite of times by 5 is divide by 5. So we're going to do 5b divided by 5. Because I've divided by 5 on the left-hand side, I also need to divide by 5 on the right-hand side. So 5b divided by 5 is just going to leave us with b. And then on the right-hand side, we've got 35 divided by 5, which gives us 7. So that would be our solution to that equation. So hopefully those couple of questions made sense. We're now going to take a look at a few more examples. So feel free to pause the video here and have a go at these questions, and we'll go through the solutions in just a few moments. Okay, so for this first question, we've got that 4c plus 6 is equal to 18. So we're starting with c, we're multiplying by 4. The last thing we're doing is adding 6, so that's what we're going to get rid of first. So the opposite of plus 6 is to take away 6. So I'm going to do that on the left-hand side, and I'm also going to do that on the right-hand side. So now on the left-hand side, we're just left with 4c is equal to, and then if we do 18, take away 6, that's going to give us 12. Well, we've now got that 4c is equal to 12. So to get c on its own, we have to divide by 4. So if I divide the left-hand side by 4, I've also got to do that to the right-hand side. So 4c divided by 4 is going to leave us with c. And then on the right-hand side, we have 12 divided by 4, which is 3. So c is equal to 3. Now looking across, we've got 8d take away 3 is equal to 21. So we're starting with d, multiplying by 8, and then subtracting 3. So we're going to get rid of that take away 3 first. And we do that by adding 3 to the left-hand side, which means we also add 3 to the right-hand side. So we're going to be left with 8d on the left-hand side is equal to 21 plus 3, well that's 24. So we now have that 8d is equal to 24. So to get d on its own, we need to divide the left-hand side by 8, which means we're also going to do the same to the right-hand side. So on the left, we're going to have d, and that is equal to 24 divided by 8, which is going to give us 3. So d is equal to 3. Looking at this next question, we've got e divided by 3 plus 5 is equal to 12. So what's happening with this equation? Well, we start with e, we then divide by 3, and then we add 5. So the last thing we do on the left-hand side is to add 5, so that's what we're going to get rid of first. So the opposite of plus 5 is minus 5, so I'm going to minus 5 from the left-hand side, which means I also need to do the same to the right-hand side. So now we're going to be left with e divided by 3 on the left-hand side is equal to, well, if we do 12, take away 5, that's going to give us 7. So now on the left we have e divided by 3. So to get e on its own, we have to do the opposite of divided by 3, which is times by 3. So I'm going to times the left-hand side by 3, which means I also need to times the right-hand side by 3. So e divided by 3, we then multiply by 3 to give us e all by itself, is equal to 7 multiplied by 3, which is 21. So e is equal to 21. Moving on for this next equation, we have f plus 4 divided by 5 is equal to 4. So again, looking at the left-hand side, we're starting with f, we're then adding 4, and then we divide by 5. So because that divide by 5 is the last operation that we do, we're going to get rid of that first. So the opposite of divide by 5 is to multiply by 5. So we're going to multiply the left-hand side by 5, which means we also need to multiply the right-hand side by 5. So now on the left-hand side, we've got rid of that divide by 5, so we're going to be left with f plus 4 is equal to, and now on the right-hand side, we've got 4 multiplied by 5, which is 20. So now looking at the left, we have f plus 4, so we need to do the opposite of plus 4, which is to take away 4. So I'm going to take away 4 from the left-hand side, which means I need to take away 4 from the right-hand side as well. So now on the left-hand side, I'm just going to be left with f, and on the right-hand side, we do 20, take away 4, well, that gives us 16. So f will be equal to 16. Okay, and for these last two examples, to begin with, we've got 8 multiplied by, and then in brackets, g minus 6. So let's have a look at the left-hand side again. Again, we can visualize this as a function machine. What order would we do the operations? Well, we'd start with the brackets. We're starting with g, we then take away 6, and then whatever we get as the result of that, we're going to multiply by 8. So again, it's g, we take away the 6 first, and then we multiply by 8. So that multiply by 8 is what we're going to get rid of first. So the opposite of multiply by 8 is to divide by 8. So we're actually going to divide the left-hand side of this equation by 8, which means we must also do the same to the right-hand side. So on the left-hand side, the 8s are going to cancel to leave us with g minus 6, and I can write this outside of the bracket now, it's not needed. And now on the right-hand side, we've got 48 divided by 8, well, that gives us 6. And then for the final step of this equation, on the left-hand side, we have g take away 6. So I'm going to add 6 to the left-hand side, which means I must also add 6 to the right-hand side. So the 6's have cancelled, so we're just left with g is equal to, and if we do 6 plus 6, that's going to give us 12. So g is equal to 12. And then for this very last example, we've got 7h is equal to 3h plus 28. So this equation is slightly different. We can see that we've got terms of h on both sides of the equation. So what we can do when we have an example like this is to get rid of our smallest coefficient of our variable. So we've got 7h on the left-hand side and 3h on the right-hand side. So we're going to get rid of the smallest coefficient, so we're going to get rid of this 3h. So on the right-hand side, to get rid of that 3h, I'm simply going to take away 3h, as 3h take away 3h equals 0. So we're going to get rid of the terms of h on the right-hand side, but I need to remember, because I've taken away 3h on the right-hand side, I also need to take away 3h on the left-hand side to balance the equation. So now on the left-hand side, we've got 7h take away 3h, which gives us 4h. And then on the right-hand side, the coefficients of h have cancelled, leaving us with 28. So for our final step, we've got 4h is equal to 28. So we need to do the opposite of multiply by 4, which is divide by 4. So I'm dividing the left-hand side by 4, which means I've also got to divide the right-hand side by 4. So to finish off on the left-hand side, we just have h as equal to, and then on the right-hand side, if we do 28 divided by 4, that's going to give us 7. So h is equal to 7. So well done if you followed along with those questions. And that's it for this video. If you want to check out any other videos relevant to this one, then I've left some links for them down in the description, and I've also put a card in the top corner, so feel free to check them out. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. If there are any other topics at all that you'd like me to go through next, then please just let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to make some videos on those topics as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.